Hey everyone, I hope you are all doing great. Today we are going to see this dev tip 1, how we can insert millions of data easily into Postgres database using SQL. So let me explain the background context of this tip. Okay, this is a dev tip 1. Okay, so let's understand why we need to do this kind of insertion. So let's assume we have an orders table with the given columns like ID, name, quantity, price, user ID, and then address. Okay, so every day you get millions of uh, orders. Okay, so you have different stakeholders. Okay, and product owners, and then some third party vendors. Okay, so these guys basically fetch data from this orders table and they do some their business functionality such as like improving the way application is behaving and getting the statistics about which product is getting ordered so many times and which is selling, so whatever they want. Okay, so they do at the end of the day some stuff. Now, being a developer, you are going to, what I can say, write an export functionality. Okay, export functionality. So, but why we need this export? Because these product owners or as vendors, they do not go to database every day and they do not, what I can say, write a query like select star from something, 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 right? So they do not have much technical skills. So what we do is like we create an export functionality. There is some user interface. Okay, this export functionality will take some input parameters and it will give output in the form of CSV, XLS, XLXS, TXT, whatever the format they choose. Okay, so that they can take these files with the data and they can apply some filters and whatever they want, they can play around it. So when you are going to develop this kind of functionality, okay, where you are going to provide some export functionality to these guys to, what I can say, do their work. So one thing you have to keep in mind is you are a developer. Okay, so you have to do some sort of performance testing. Okay, performance testing. So as I said, this orders table, okay, may going to have millions of data. Let's assume today they got some 2 millions. Okay, and exporting 2 millions from DB to a file. So this file maybe, as I said, anything CSV, Excel, etc. It takes some sort of time, right? So because you need to convert to some DTO, some data writer, some process around it, right? So at the end, you will get the data into the file. So this whole process, okay, is very huge in terms of time when you are going to export millions of records. And I'm just assuming sequential export. Okay. So now how you are going to do this sort of testing? Okay, when you are developing, okay, you developed everything and you wrote a test case with maybe some five uh, records. Okay, you have five records in DB. Okay, and then you are exporting to the CSV file, and it took some sort of like 2 seconds. It's completely fine. Okay, this is one sort of unit test case or else integration test case. But you have to do this sort of testing also, performance testing, which with huge data set. Okay, that's where you need to have some dummy data into your DB, right? Let's assume you have a DB called temp. Inside you have a table called orders. So you need to insert some 2 million rows. Okay, 2 million rows. So that what you do this performance testing, right? You do the performance testing against this 2 million data with CSV, XLS, XLXS, the formats which you people typically having, so that you will get a clarity. Okay, when this stakeholder or this product owner trying to export the 2 million data from DB to this CSV, okay, this much time it take, maybe an average of time like 20 minutes. Okay, some sort of thing. Now, this is where you need to have a facility to bulk insert. Bulk insert. Okay. So you should be having some facility to insert 1 million. I'm just taking this hypothetically, just an example. So you need to have what is a facility to insert 1 million rows with single insert statement so that it reduces your time, right? Because you are not going to write insert statement 1 million times. So that's where this video is all about. Let's jump back to the database console. Let's play around. So by the way, I'm using Postgres. So first, let's see, do we have any, okay, select star from orders. So first, I'm going to see whether I'm having anything. Actually, I do not have orders table itself. Okay, the first and foremost step for us is to create a table now. So for that, what I'm going to do here is I'm already having a create statement. I'm just going to copy and paste that. So create, if you observe here, create table orders. I'm having int name, sorry, ID, name, quantity, price, user ID, address. Okay. So with 6 fields, I'm creating a table. Cool. It got created. Now let's go and execute the select query. Yeah. If you observe, like there are no records. Okay. Now we are going to write an insert statement such that we are going to insert 1 million rows. So here is the query. So I will quickly explain what I'm doing here. So insert into orders, okay, ID, name, quantity, price, user ID, address, and you can give columns in which you want to insert the data. Here I would like to insert in 6 columns. That's why I'm giving here. So what I'm doing is insert with the select. Okay, as you know, as you know that insert with select is perfectly fine. All right. So basically what I'm doing is select ID. I'm taking name. This is a concatenation id minus 1. If it is id 1, then id minus 1 is nothing but 0. That means name 0 here it will come, okay, at the end of the output as a name and some quantity, price, some user ID, address. And here is the catchy about this video. There is an inbuilt function from Postgres called generate series. Basically, generate series is going to generate the series of values from the start till stop. Here stop is 1 million, start is 1. Okay, this is going to generate the values from 1 to 1 million. Okay, and what I'm doing is I'm trying to insert, okay, into this table using this select command where the ID is replaced by the generated value. Okay, basically this selects takes value of ID and substitute here. If it is, let's assume in generate series 1, so 1 will be substituted here and 1 minus 1 0 something, and then to some 5000 whatever it is. So whatever the value generated, that will be substituted to select, okay, which eventually helps to do the insert operation. So basically you have to remember this generate series function. Okay, now let's go and perform an insert operation. 30 seconds, 521 milliseconds to perform the insert for 1 million rows. Okay, now let's go and see whether 1 million rows are inserted or not into this table. So for that, I'm just using the count select from orders. So let's execute this so that it will give you the count of rows. Great, you can see there are 1 million rows. Now let's assume you are decided to insert one other million rows. I mean the next million. So what all you need to do? See, this ID is primary key, right? When we create a table, we observe it's a primary key. So you cannot again use the same thing. What you can use is you start from here, okay, from 1 million one maybe, okay, and you end up having 2 million. That's it. And again you perform. Ensure you are going to have a unique identifier. Cool. It took 17 seconds to perform another 1 million rows insert. And finally, let's check how many rows are there in the table. Cool. There are 2 million rows are there. So that's all for this video. This is a tip series, okay, as a part of our dev life. So I'm going to upload more videos in this manner where I focus only some sort of what I can say our day-to-day life activities. If you really like my video and if you really like the concept behind this video, please don't forget to subscribe and don't forget to tap the bell icon so that you won't miss any updates from my end going forward. Till next video, bye bye. Take care.